Two men on a mission down the rabbit hole of the thoughts that keep you awake at 3 a.m. Welcome to Dose of Dysfunction.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Dose of Dysfunction. As always, I have my co-host Brock, the resident redneck.
Howdy!
And me, myself, and I, the self-proclaimed life coach. And again, we are blessed by the presence of Ian.
Oh, wow.
Oh, just Ian.
Just Ian. I think this may stick as your name.
Just Ian.
No, he is not an Ian. He
We're
is
gonna-
an Ian.
He's not an Ian. We're gonna have to put it out there if you can come up with a nickname for the mullet-headed Ian.
Ian.
Send it. I want to hear them. I want to hear all of them.
Remember, he's very hairy.
I am Sasquatch.
I'm the Yeti.
It may have to be Ian Sasquatch.
I am
Are you like the world champion on hide and seek? Like that's his thing, isn't it?
No, dude, Bigfoot's an alien.
Bigfoot. And
No, he
Yeti
just,
and all that?
yeah, he is, but he crawls in the closet with the fur coat, right? You know, that was how he played as a kid, and everybody was
Hanged
like,
himself up on the hanger.
yeah, everybody was like, man, I looked in that closet like 5 times.
Nothing in here but furs and minks. One bear.
All right.
What are we talking about today, Casey?
Tonight, we are going to talk about, at least we're going to start this rabbit hole. So, at the cusp, we are going to be talking about Carnies. We're going to talk about Carnies.
Oh my god.
And this is fitting because the fair was in town just a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And that's the annual tradition, and everybody loves going to the fair. But
False.
any red-blooded American loves going to the fair. And, well, now I'll give Ian this. Ian, you're not small-townish enough for the fair.
No, I would love the fair if it was more small town. I just don't like paying for it.
Well, that's
I'm a
just...
Jew.
I was going to say... I was just going to go with cheap bastard, but...
Here we go. We're going to start crossing some lines, boys.
All right. Well,
I mean, at least you can admit it, though. But I think if you're going to
Dude,
claim
I've been
that,
calling Jews
I'm going to
since
get
junior high. So
I'm
I
going to
can
get you
say
a
that.
yarmulke.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally getting him a yarmulke now.
Well, one thing with the fair is you may not like paying for it, but it's tradition. You gotta go, and everybody else is just sucked up. They're like, I'm paying. I've got to have the, around here since it's Idaho, I gotta have the Pronto Pup. I mean, you gotta go for like a fair corn dog.
Fair food would be the only thing that's worth it.
I was gonna say,
It's just like it's overpriced. The tickets are overpriced. Then you have to pay like an arm and a leg to go on a frickin' ride that is shittily put together by said Carnies.
Oh, Carnies.
Dude, that's the best part about the ride. It can make it 3 inches off the ground, and you're
end up
thinking
on
to
the list
yourself,
of
how
natural
much
selection.
meth did it take to put this fucking thing together?
No, it's even better when in mid-ride you watch the carny crawl out from under the ride, and you're like, they started that bad boy with him underneath there.
Yeah. Yeah, who do you think hit the start switch?
Yeah, I was going to say, they
He's
fear
gonna hold it
nothing.
together for the first half of the ride.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll be honest, I'm a little saddened. I mean, Carnies for me, being the older one here, they're not the same as they used to be. They're not for lack of better terminology, the vagabondy, white trash, coked out, well, probably not coked out, methed out.
They couldn't afford coke.
Yeah, I was going to
You
say.
shit me? All the white powder on their faces was from the fucking instant donut place.
At the end of that, what do you got? You got some gasoline? You got some...
Yeah, they're all standing in the back of one trailer.
Yeah.
Hey, you got some more spray paint?
Hey, if you shut that door, man, and we spray it all out, we can all huff at once.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're not quite the same, though.
See, and I grew up, my dad was a tractor puller. And so, I mean, as redneck, as Neanderthalic as that gets, right? I was raised to drag my knuckles. Like, it just is what it is. And we went to, oh shit. I mean, I think we probably went to a good 20 of these things a year. Every year. To the point where we literally traveled with certain carnivals. Or certain fairs, you know, that
So
kind of
you were
certain.
a carny.
I could have been an honorary carny.
Well, there you go.
But that's what I needed to be right there. What do you do for a living? I travel around and try to make sure I get all the bolts in the rides, you know. But
life goals there, bud.
yeah, oh yeah. Oh, one summer I'm gonna do it.
Stars.
One summer I'm gonna be a carny. It'll be funnier than shit. But growing up, literally going to 20 of these things a year, I was like the privileged kid. Like everybody's, oh my god, you went to a fair this weekend? Hell yeah, I went to the fair. And like now, my wife's like, I gotta go to the fair, get a Coors Light and a Pronto Pup, and I'm like, ugh. I've had so much Pronto Pup over my lifetime that it's just not. It's not the same thing anymore. And they're great. Don't get me wrong; they taste way better than a regular ass corn dog. I'm kind of with you on the whole being a Jew thing. I don't think they taste $5 great.
Exactly.
You know, but it is now going once a year and taking the kid and the wife and going down there and doing all of this, you know. To me, the games are always the best, but around here, most of them don't let me play anymore because I've figured them all out. I've been there since I was 6. I think the first tractor pull I went to, I still was in a car seat. And I had to stay in the motorhome while they were pulling the big tractors because it was so loud that I couldn't, it would blow my eardrums, right? Which, I mean, didn't help me any further on anyways. But that's, for me, going to the fair is like going to Uncle George's house for barbecue, you know, or Uncle Fred's house or whatever, you know. There's always going to be some crazy shit. He's always too drunk. So he's the carny. And then you got like the big blow-up slide, water slide thing that's dangerous as hell. It's 40 feet in the air and you slide straight the fuck down into a pool and out the pool and into the fucking tool shed because that's as big as his backyard is. But for me, it was always that we're going to go play games.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Fair
loved
games.
it. I loved it.
My
And
wife to this day is like, no, you're not allowed to play games. Because
Right.
she knows I'll be like, I've argued with the Carney once. They had the one where you throw between plates, right? And you had to break them off. And I chipped the second plate, and he's like, no. It's like, I was ready to fight the guy. I was like, fuck you, man. I
Dude,
just,
be careful. Those guys are
I'm
fucking
sure.
cranked up on something. You know it.
I was just like, though, but I was already deep enough in it. I was like, you know, I'd already dropped a good $40, $50. I was
Oh,
like, yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm walking away with the big prize, fucker.
See, and mine was always the ball into the bucket.
Yeah, you gotta have some skill. So,
Oh, yeah. 6-year-old Brock?
had it?
Oh, I had one of the buckets. My mom bought one of the buckets for all my toys to go into when I was a kid, right? Mm-hmm. You fucking toys on the floor. I grab a softball, because my parents played. I'd run outside. I'd lean this thing up against the front steps
Yeah,
of the
because
house.
the angle is what gets you.
Oh, yeah. Every time. And then I'd just hours trying to get it perfect.
To roll.
And when I finally figured out the little tricks, Carnies hated that shit. It's almost like Carnies are the employee you want to have because they take it personally. They do. They're company people.
It's like, this motherfucker figured it out. He's not allowed to play anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you want to know why? Is most of those Carnies like that, especially that game, they run a side game and they gamble off it. They make more money taking
yeah,
your
I guess
money.
I can see that.
Because, yeah, we went once with my sister was in high school. Her boyfriend at the time, he drove us to one. I don't even remember where, but we all went, right? And he did. He basically he said something to the Carney. He's like, "Oh, you want to play that game? We can." But he kind of gives the look around, and then it's a gambling game. And that Carney took like $200 off this kid. Just laughing. And it was the ball in the basket game. And he was like, but they'll gamble with you.
See, I always sandbagged a little bit till they give me the free one. Because then you feel like you've really accomplished something.
You've
got the free
taken
one
them.
and you won, and they're like, "Oh, motherfucker!"
Well, right, the basketball hoop that you realize is not round; it's oblong.
Right,
You know,
or it's like the ball is 15 centimeters around, and the hoop is 15.25.
right.
Yeah, you got to hit it practically dead nuts.
Yeah. And yes, a carny will argue the one where you shoot out the star, and if you're like, you've got it, but they're like, it's like the fucking hanging Chad in the Florida voting, right? And they're like, no, man, see, there's still some of that star, and you're like, no, I won, goddammit.
That's just, I've always wanted to shoot a carny with that BB gun. Because they bend the barrels on them, right? And once you shoot out like 60-70% of the star or whatever, it just folds over so you can't actually shoot it out. So I always just like sitting there and I'm looking down the barrel and I'm like, I could tag you in the nuts, grab this big fucking stuffed animal and be gone. You'd never fucking be able to get me. Like, pop! Mine! And run away. I got you and all your stars.
Well, I figured out the one you hit with the hammer, right? Dings the bell.
Oh, yeah.
I went to one, instead of it being just the normal hammer with the bell, it was like an electric one, like the meter went up.
Oh, yeah.
So it had the pressure sensor in it. I didn't realize it. I don't think the guy at the time didn't realize just how big I was. So when he handed me the hammer, he wasn't really paying attention. I hit that thing and it went up really fast. And the next thing I know, it like stopped 3/4 because I look over, he stepped on something. He'd hit the pressure deal and he didn't think I could hit it that hard.
Yeah.
And he was like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Bing. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I was like,
That's what I'm saying, man. These guys are the guys you want to hire. I mean, you can't drug test them, and you sure as fuck can't rely on them to be there Monday morning at 6. But they will do everything possible. It's like when you win, it's like you're taking a chunk of their paycheck.
You probably are, though.
I don't think so. There's, because I mean, there's obviously the company that does
cash
it.
or anything like
No,
that.
but what I'm saying is the more they take in, is it paid off? Like if you're the carnies that work
commission?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, but that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because they transfer, like, everybody takes...
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They got to take their meth breaks. So every time they take a meth break, well, this meth head needs to come over here. He's next. And then the guy behind him, well, he's still a little fucked up, but in an hour when he switches to this booth, he'll be next for the meth pipe, So that doesn't, you can't pin anyone of them. Oh, you were at the ball toss.
Yeah, but
at
is it
3, 7, and 11?
Is it accumulative, right? Because they're running the games and the houses and all of that stuff.
Oh, like they all make a bonus
right,
together?
it's the cumulative of they all make money off of it.
I don't know. And the other part, too, that kind of gets me is whoever the boss is, lets them handle cash.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like the ultimate teamwork. You have a whole bunch of untrustworthy people.
Oh, yeah.
But yet you somehow get them to come together to work unsupervised. Because I've never seen a supervised... Right?
Yeah,
But they all manage to work their booths and do what they're supposed to be doing. They handle cash. They're all high as shit. They're... But it's that dysfunction that, like, brings them together, right? It's like if you
guess, man, it's got to be something. The lack of mental intelligence or something. Because there's no fucking way. You couldn't hire a band of those idiots to pour this concrete slab in front of your house. There's no fucking way. That thing would be all kinds of fucked. You'd step on it 3 weeks later and fucking sink through your ankle. Like, what the fuck? And there's this big wet spot in the middle.
You want to get on a ride that these people built?
Yes,
we
do.
Oh, I'm totally cool with that.
Totally
That's
okay.
the thrill of the ride.
Because, what's funny is, in all of the years that I've been to a fair, I've never heard of an actual fatality while I was at the fair, right? But I think that's because they're so good at hiding their drugs, remembering where it's all at, and making sure it's all in the same place when they need it. Okay? Same thing with putting together a fucking ride. Fuck, I think I left that bucket of bolts on the Ferris wheel or the merry-go-round or whatever that actually goes to the zipper, you know, but we'll sort it out when we get there. And they get there and are like, oh, all the bolts were in the zipper. Granted, 4 or 5 of them were missing out of the swings, but they got all of them in the zipper, you know, like, fuck yeah, we're good. But then you see these, like, attraction park accidents, and it's like, you guys built those things to stay permanent. Like, there was no, we're gonna take this bolt out 6 billion fucking times over one summer. No, that bolt got put in and left in and stayed there, right? And then these people are dying, or like the bungee cord thing. I watched a video of a couple people, and they're on this bungee cord thing, and they're like, oh yeah, we're ready to go. They're both pumped up, and all of a sudden they like pull the trigger, and this thing launches, and then you see the bungee cord on the left side of the camera just come shattering past them, and you're like, oh, which one of them pooped? Because you know it happened. But it's like, that thing has been standing for months, years, you know? So, to me, the cracked out carny that puts this fucking ride together for your 10 minutes or your 5 minutes of sheer death, I'm gonna die, that only adds to it. Because you're like, did I get the right carny today? You know?
Actually, it may make it better because, you hate to say it, but with them tearing it apart and putting it back together that much, it has a better inspection process.
Oh, yeah. They see it all the time.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know. And the one thing, like, carnies are an animal all in themselves, but the whole other one that drives me nuts, and this goes back to that being stingy part, is I call them panhandlers. The people that sell all the shit at the fair, like the purses, the leather stuff,
they set up their booth at the fair. Those
guys
fell off the back of a truck.
Oh yeah, those guys after hours are way worse than the carnies.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, cause Dad built a motorhome. We lived at the fairgrounds while we were there.
Right.
Well, you'd see these guys walking around all hours of the night. And you could tell who was a carny, and obviously you'd been in the fair and playing the games. Like, I'd spend, and it, you know, being younger, $50 is a big deal to spend at the fair. You know, I'd spend $50, but I'd watch all the carnies. Like, I knew who they all were. And then year after year, they'd always show up. There's always the same people. And I don't know if they were pulling the same methed out people in the same place. Like, they all came from one place, you know? Like,
yeah, I just think carnies get... Because obviously there's multiple carnivals. But it's like a family, right? You know?
Yeah.
They're like and that's probably why it works out. They're their own fucked up dysfunctional family.
Oh, yeah.
So they take care of... It's like the mob. Right? Only carny, we're going to take care of the carnival. That's why you can trust them, right? They're the shadiest fuckers around. Right, but they're like, well, dude feeds me, takes care of me, gives me a place to sleep, and lets me be as high as I fucking want. Yeah, I'll take some abuse. He knows I'm never going to rat him out for all the shitty stuff he does.
Yeah.
You know.
But
if Pedro loses a limb, we're just going to patch him up and nobody's going to say anything.
They duct tape him back together with cotton candy and Pronto Pups.
Right.
But, you know,
you get an extra one this week for being a good boy.
Yeah, no, like I said, it's funny. You can tell who's who. Like, you can tell which ones are as I call them, panhandlers, and
right.
who's the carnies, and, you know, and then you have, obviously, your more cowboy side of the fair where it's all the cowboys and, you know, the drunk dysfunctionals.
Yeah.
But, it was just, they're super sketchy. Like, they own businesses and shit, and they're way sketchier than the carnival guy who's like, everybody keep your arms and hands in the ride at all times. The fuck, that button just fall off? You know? Because those guys are like, they see the thing fall off, and they're like, oh shit, and they think about it, and they stop the ride out, you know, it's a real quick one. That's how you can tell something happened.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, fuck, man. I rode the zipper, and it felt like it was nothing. Like it only took a couple minutes, you know? Or the one that spins around in a circle. real fast, and you like.
Oh, the
Up against the wall.
Gravitron! I love that thing.
I seen them one year, and they literally this thing starts spinning, and people start getting held to the wall, and then the little tables like slide up.
Mm-hmm.
They all like start to slide up, and next thing you know, they come slamming back down, and that thing was on a decrease in speed, and I was like, "Oh, something broke." And the Carney is over there going, "What the shit?" And he's hitting buttons and stuff because they always have the one standing at the control box. And you see the one guy come walking out from behind the scenes, and he's like scratching his head, and he's looking around, he's all wide-eyed because something just flew off of this thing and went past his face, and he's like super freaked out. But the sketchy ones, shit goes down, and they're just like full speed. Yeah. He puts the lever into go mode, and you're like, oh shit. I'm not the only one that's just seen that swing fly off of there, am I? Like, you've seen that too, right?
Yeah. No, I want the straight up Carney stories. Like, if we could find...
Oh, dude, do a campfire and just get them all over there?
If we could find... And I don't want just one. Like, I want the group. Like, I would love to catch, 5 or 6 of the fair Carnies and be like...
Entire pack of Carnies.
Yeah. And have them come...
Carnies.
It'd be...
Oh my god, that'd be perfect.
The stories they would have. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Dude, that would be hilarious. I don't know. I think at a certain point, like, even as kind of fucked up as we are in the head, I think at a certain point we'd be like, yeah, I'm not cut out for that shit.
Oh. I talk to people like that all the time. It doesn't bother me one bit.
I still don't think, like... I mean, there's going to be stories you're going to be sitting there going, there's no fucking way. You're going to look it up. It's going to actually have happened. It would be on the news somewhere. You'd be like, oh my god.
Oh no, I bet you they have some good, like, if anybody ever knew about this, you may get that story in the campfire, but then it would be that, like, death warrant, right?
Oh, yeah.
If we ever hear this repeated, we know where it came from. You're like, uh-oh, shit.
See, the one I didn't really like was the circus. I mean, you're talking about Carnies. I mean, circus...
That's different.
People are totally different.
Yeah.
But it's still, they're still just as whacked out as Carnies are. I mean, think about it. They came out with what's his name? The Tiger King, a couple years ago?
Yeah, that's
right?
No circus. That dude is just...
Okay, but the guys who play with lions on a daily basis, are you fucking kidding me? I'm not scared of a whole lot of things, but a wild fucking cat twice my size, I'm a little worried. Okay? Then they do shit like whip it and smack it and shit and stuff it in a cage every fucking week and then travel cross country. Yeah. No, I'm sure that thing's not happy. They have to feed, their feed bill's gotta be huge. Because the last thing I want to do is step into a ring with a fucking lion and be like, oh, he sees me and I look like a T-bone steak.
No, that's why they're all a bunch of idiots and they're crazy. Is the shit they feed them is not good. They they go raid the dumpster behind the Albertsons when they threw away all the expired meat, They're like, well, shit, They're not getting, no.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's fucking sketchy, man. Those guys have much larger balls than me. There's no fucking way I would get in a ring with a cat, and some of them do it with multiple cats that are the size of a fucking motorcycle, okay? Just getting hit with a motorcycle. Tell me, you gonna take the motorcycle down? Fuck no. The motorcycle's gonna take you down, right?
Yeah, it wins.
Exactly. But a fucking lion has its own mind. It not only is thinking, I'm taking this guy out, it's thinking, I'm going to do it by taking out his fucking knee, biting his balls off, and then smearing them on his face as I go to chew through his face. Okay? Like, that's... The motorcycle's just like, no. Okay? Cat's like, we're fucking this guy up. I couldn't do it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not scared of a whole lot of things, but a fucking monster cat, yeah.
What about
in a ring? Yeah.
Bear, elephant, any other circus animals you're afraid of?
Yeah,
Polar
most
bear.
of them.
Most of them?
Yeah.
Check down all of the above.
Oh, have you seen
I don't own guns because I'm afraid of my wife.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of the circus getting out.
Yeah, exactly. It's happened. It has happened. Like this isn't a fucking bad fear. This has actually happened. They had an elephant run loose in one of these fucking circuses and take out a bunch of cars and people and shit. And I'm like, I'd have been in the truck going, that fucker's dead. Boom! You know, like, fuck this. I'm not getting run over by an elephant.
Yeah, the problem is those aren't one-shot animals either. They're the,
Like, you know, Brock has his elephant gun.
Yeah, I have my elephant gun in the truck, 700 nitro mag, fucking express.
I was going to say, what you would have shot
Cannon,
them with
single
would be
drop
like
T-Rex.
the never forget elephant that goes, motherfucker shot me with a BB. I'm about to stomp his ass. Wouldn't even go through like one layer of their thick ass hide.
King, what the fuck was that?
Who's over here throwing pebbles?
Fuck. But no, I mean the whole, like, it's legitimate. I mean, those guys are fucking crazy. And I've done drugs. I don't know what I have done that they have like way gone past what I have done.
Well,
Because those guys have no, like, it's all shut off.
there's done drugs and continue
Yeah,
to
I
do
guess
drugs, and there's being on drugs while you're doing that. I could imagine being high as shit in that moment and being like, "Fuck, the elephant's out."
This
and
is the craziest time of
yeah.
my life.
I could see the looking down too and being like, "Fuck, what did I take? It's not real." Nah, and just walks up and be like,
You wake up the next morning like nothing ever happened, and
Yeah,
all of you
you're
did.
like-
You all wake up that way, so it's like, you know,
Yeah.
you don't even know.
"Well, exactly."
There's the
It's just
one PR guy who's like, "Oh my fucking god!"
Yeah, they're all like, he comes back. "What were you guys doing? You let Mary out?" And you're like,
I let Mary Jane out too.
Yeah. And then everybody looks around and goes, "Shit, it did happen."
Yeah, fuck,
Yeah.
I thought that was just a fucked up dream.
Wow, that was really good stuff. Oh, well, apparently not.
Yeah. We're definitely coming back to Yakima.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. I was going to say, their stories would be great. Especially, too, when you get into some of these ones that hit more of the small towns, because there's, like, circuits, right? Well, I remember in Nevada, the one that would hit there every year, they'd end up having to hire local people. Like, I don't think they had really enough. So you'd wind up, because I remember going to
Find out just how fucked up your neighbor is.
Well, I remember once going to a booth and, like, one of my neighbors was working it, and I was like, huh. Yeah, that sounds about right. You know, it was one of those things where, yeah, the kids kind of my age, maybe a little older or that, yeah, they were working booths. They were working, like, Carney booths, though, like the games or shit like that, not the selling stuff booths. They were actually working some of the carnival stuff, and I was like, oh, picked themselves up some local Carnies.
Did you know how monotonous it would be to just sit there? Get all the little kids loaded on the fucking little four-wheelers and then hit the button and watch them go around and around and around and around, and eventually you'd fucking kill yourself. Like, there's no fucking way.
Well,
I'd be
that's-
like, and another one bites the dust. Boom! Done, you know? Like,
No.
fuck that.
That's why they do drugs. That's why they're methed out.
Sure.
It's like, another one. Wow, he's fast. Wow, he's fast. You know,
Yeah.
that
Do you imagine the carny that dropped acid and hit was like at the fucking fun house or some
It's
shit?
like-
And he's gonna like go in there and find a 3-year-old
Yeah.
that's
Hey,
lost.
Bill, go get little Timmy's lost again. I need you to go get him. Fuck. Oh shit. That wavy mirror is really wavy.
You totally just fucking him up. See little Timmy turn the corner and he's got face paint on,
Yeah,
look
you're
like
like,
Spider-Man.
holy
Oh
shit.
my god!
As you turn to run and you're in the house and you're
Spartan
spam.
kick him through one of the fucking glass hallways.
Yeah, that would be pretty epic right there. But even within Carnies, you have the try hard and the job, right? You have the one that wants to, you send your kid up there, right? You've already measured them out, and they have the different heights zip tied to a pole, so they're not fucking accurate anyway. And then your kid's borderline, right? And so you got the one who's like, yeah, whatever, go, right? You know, they're just sending kids through. Yeah, close enough.
Fuck it.
Then the one that's like, nope, too short. And you're like, are you serious? I've watched it before you got here. He's been on this ride 5 times. And now you're going to tell me he can't go.
Yeah. See, I think that's the other reason why you don't like the fair.
Kids.
You don't have kids, yeah.
And I'm single,
You
so
lucky fucker.
going by myself is just like,
I don't know. You can pick yourself up a couple of
Oh, dude.
don't ask, don't tells.
Are you fucking kidding me? With your mullet, you could walk through there and come up with all kinds of stuff.
I'll pass on that. I don't want to get anybody from the fair. I'd rather take somebody to the fair.
I was going to say, that's the other reason some of those carnies probably go. It's like town to town and don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah, right.
I swear, Billy Bob's fathered a whole family over this.
Yeah. Yeah, you just want carny that walks up. They don't call me baby. They call me baby daddy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, you know? They just... God, I've seen an awful lot of kids who look like me this week.
You thought your bills were bad. You should see my child support payments.
And see, that's the other beauty, I think, for them. Typically, a lot of those carny jobs are cash jobs, right?
Oh, I would guess so, yeah.
So you ain't paying taxes, you ain't doing shit. He pays you out, you know. There's one guy making the money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he's handing out. And he feeds you, he houses you, hauls you around. So I can...
All the turkey legs you can eat.
Corn dogs.
No,
Yeah,
you gotta have a turkey leg, too. A turkey leg that's like this, you know, size of your...
Dude, those things are a joke now. I've seen one. Like, I don't get the turkey leg, but this year I've seen somebody get one.
Oh, my kid
And
got
I'm like,
one this year.
Jesus Christ, the bone inside of a turkey's leg is fucking huge.
Well, no, we got my son one when we were there. So, you know, he's 11, right? But he's holding this massive turkey leg, you know, just like cavemaning it. You know, mouth wide open, just taking this thing off. And I'm like, well, welcome to manhood, right?
Yeah. Just wait till you have a mustache. That shit sticks.
Yeah.
Right?
No shit.
No, the turkey leg is like that iconic, you know, you got the corn dog, right? That's the one. Everybody's like, the corn dog. And then there's the turkey leg. And then you run into the elephant ear, the funnel cakes.
Yeah, you got those.
Candy.
Huh?
Yeah, cotton candy.
Oh, cotton candy, yep. That's a good one.
If you're here in Boise,
potato.
you've got to get the ice cream
potato. Yep.
You know, I go for Roy's milkshakes. I don't know why, but that's the booth I have to hit here. I have to add those milk. They're I don't know. They're cheap ass milkshakes, but they're like the best milkshakes. And they always have an onion burger.
Well, it's always hot as shit at the fair too. So milkshake is fucking perfect.
These things like taste good though. I don't know what they do with it.
Good. All the rest of you, if you make milkshakes and you're not Roy's milkshakes, you have fucked up. Okay, because Casey does not like your cheap shit.
You have fucked up. These things are delicious, man. I will seriously go and have like 3 of them. You know, it's like I get there and I'll have one. And then, well, the other side is, you know, the kid will get one, right? But then you got to go for the ride, so you know they can't finish it. See, that's the beauty. Is like, hey,
Ad tax.
Yeah, you say, hey, everybody else want one, and so you eat all your food first. You suck down your milkshake and that, and then you're like, oh, you guys want to go to rides and games? And so then they're like, yeah, let's go, and then you get their milkshakes.
Oh, see, that's the ploy. You're like, hey, you want to go do this? Give me your milkshake. You can go do this. That's fucked, man.
Everybody has a system.
Dude, I stood in line this year, and I would normally have never done this, but I stood in line for over a half hour to get mini donuts.
Oh, see,
And I got a baker's dozen of them, right? Which is 13. The best part was I looked at the lady, and I was like, yeah, I want half powdered sugar and half chocolate. topping, right? For the lady who works this stand, I feel super bad that I did this to her because she stopped and was like, how the fuck do you split 13 in half? I was like, oh, I wonder which one I'm going to get extra.
Yeah, you didn't define it and you left it up to her.
Yeah.
Dealers?
I was like, I wonder which one I'm going to get 6 of and which one I'm going
powdered
to
and
get 7.
6.5 chocolate.
Right.
Cut
I
those
could
bitches in half.
only imagine her in there like, chop one of those bitches.
No way. I would have dipped one side and chocolate the other and said, fuck it, here you
No,
go.
I would have done one better. I would have covered them because they like do the chocolate drizzle. They don't like dip them. I would have did the like chocolate drizzle, and then I would have powdered one of them. So you got a chocolate powdered sugar donut. It'd have been nothing but straight up
That would
sugar
just
high.
Be good fair food in general, just powdered sugar with chocolate drizzle
Oh yeah,
over it.
that'd be.
Is that an option? Can we get that?
Yeah, this is the new one here. We got the chocolate powdered sugar donut.
But of all fair food, like fair food's great. You go to those little stands. What I want to know is who's the people who go eat like you always see this in fair. There'll be like Pizza Hut there.
Oh,
or
right.
something like that. And you're
Yeah.
like, who goes and eats at that stand?
Oh, dude, they had I didn't see it this year, but a couple years ago they had Idaho pizza.
They have them every year now.
Yeah,
They're there.
I want to pop the tires on that fucking thing.
Well, and
Leave that fucking trailer. I'm diehard Idaho.
yeah, it's
you know,
great.
all that. Idaho pizza. I
Man,
don't want nothing to do with it.
No, it doesn't need to be at the fair. The fair is about
Right.
the. I want to go to the stand that says I have fried Twinkies. Fried, you
Yeah.
know, this is fried.
Oh, yeah.
This is fried here.
Oh yeah, dude. The week the fair was here, I think I gained like 10 pounds. I also spent like easily an extra 3 hours on the shitter. That
Oh
week.
yeah, it's gonna tear your stomach up.
Dude.
You walk away. If you don't get sick eating fair food, you did
yeah.
not do it right.
And I'm the king of like, I bought it, I'm gonna eat it, right? Like
Right.
if I will force myself to the point where it's like, okay, I just lost a button on my britches, I can't eat this.
Right.
Okay, but if I paid for that shit, we're eating it, right? So we go in, what do? We buy 5 corn dogs. I'm gonna eat 2. Wife's gonna eat 1, the kid's gonna eat 1, and they're both gonna split 1. But really, what happens is I eat 2, the wife eats 1, the kid eats half of 1, and I eat another 1.5.
Yeah, that's
Because you can't throw it in the garbage. It's like I paid for this, and it's not even bit into yet.
This
there
is
you go.
why my milkshake ploy works. Is
Back with Roy's milkshake.
well, no, because I go see always. You know, you get everybody situated, right? Because this is how it is. Is nobody wants in your group. Very rarely does everybody want something from the same stand, right? You know, you all want your different fair food. So you get the kids set up first because they're always going to take the longest to eat. Then you go find yours. So when I come back, you know, there's a sampling of everything. So I don't go buy like
smorgasbord.
Well, there is because my wife, bless her heart, loves just a little bit of everything. So I've learned the way to not pop that button is I go get the one thing I really want, and then I go back to the table where everybody's at, and they've all half eaten whatever. And I just clear it out because then I get a whole good meal, and then I don't walk away going, "Oh man, I'm fucked. This hurts. This is gonna hurt even worse coming out. Like this is not good. I'm gonna be up all night with a stomach ache. How many antacids do I have? Like, what's the store stop on the way home? Just so
get sponsored by Tom.
yeah. I mean, no, you have to. That's a whole plotted out.
Yeah, see, there's not that much thought into it. We don't do shit thought out. Like, we go somewhere and it's like, oh, they have beer here, and I'm out. Everybody else, you're thinking on your own at this point. Like, if mom gets drunk, kid might be lucky if he gets home. That's where it is, all right? Like, I mean, I'm always gonna walk around her and be like, don't do that. Get your finger out of, don't touch that.
Yeah.
Like, you always have that. But at the same point in time, when you're saying these things to your wife, it's like, okay, you've drank too many. Don't touch that. What are you doing? No. I know his butt crack is hanging out. Leave him alone.
Yeah. This is the fair. This is half of why we're here.
And I think the part that everybody's like, oh my god, the Carnies, right? I think the worst part is the people that go to the fair. And I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
But
Another reason why I don't go to the fair.
you're a communist. Shut up. Like, just shut the
Hey,
fuck up.
if you see Stranger Things, communists love fairs too, so... I just don't like
That's because it's the only enjoyment they get in life, period.
Yes. But, you know, like you go...
Hey, honey, we get corn dogs this week. Done with the powdered milk.
Or if you're like, Ian, nobody's putting them in an oven.
Oh. Don't eat raw hot dogs, you'll choke.
Well, and, you know, last episode we talked about the
Joey Chestnut.
well, the
76 hot
competitive
dogs.
eaters.
That was probably eaten at a fair somewhere.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, that's where that probably started. There's always, like, a pie-eating competition.
Mm-hmm.
There, you know. I mean, part of one of the things my wife always does, she likes to go through the indoor place where you see all the artwork, all the blankets, all the cakes, all the this, all, you know, and everybody, the ribbons, you know. Oh, look, this one got the blue ribbon, you know.
Yeah.
She goes through.
There's a picture of a dog sitting in a front yard, a butterfly on its nose or something.
Yeah,
like,
you know.
Wow, that was Thursday.
Yeah, you're like, man, that's pretty awesome photography. I've probably got 5 of those on my phone right now.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like, and I am not a photographer.
You're like pulling it up in your phone. Wow, this looks way better on my phone. It doesn't have a ribbon, but I'm going to look at it next week.
But yeah, you got to go through that, and then it's always blown me away because to me the fair is exactly that. It's the food, the games, the rides. And then of course everybody gets something out of a trinket shop.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Out of the panhandle.
But I'm always like the booths in there of like the businesses hawking stuff or trying to get you to sign up for stuff. I'm like, who actively seeks out to go through that?
Dude, that's a big deal.
Well, I know, but I'm not the guy that actively seeks out to go through any of there. I'm not the guy that goes through there and goes, oh, timeshare. I want in on that. Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, this is what I came to.
The hot tub booth.
Booth? You mean booths?
Yeah,
you know,
booths.
That's
like,
just a tent in general.
Who goes to the freaking the fair?
I think they sell a year's worth of hot tubs at the fair. That can be the only reason they're there.
We were walking through there, and one of our friends was like, "Yeah, my mom bought one at the fair," and I'm like thinking to myself, how big of a corn dog induced coma do you have to be in to buy a fucking hot dog buy a hot tub at the fucking fair?
I had the same thing with buying a car. There's always a car dealership there too. And I'm always thinking, this is not your clientele. You gonna run credit checks on all these people?
The reason they're here is because they couldn't go out of town this weekend, alright?
And if they're walking around with the down payment, they're gonna lose it at the shooting gallery before they get back to sign paperwork.
Throwing darts at balloons.
Right.
Your down payment just went out the window on a $13 4x4 stuffed teddy bear.
Right. Damn it, Hank, how are we gonna get this home now?
He walks up to buy his truck, throws the teddy bear in the back. I got this. Now, the one that I've never seen, and I think it's because Boise has gotten big enough that it's not a thing, but pig racing.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that.
And I have actually participated in a like pig catching contest, right? Not at the fair. We like all chipped in a bunch of money to buy the lubricant and grease and everything else to grease these like 3 poor pigs that were like totally done with us at the end of the day. And we had a full on, if you can catch the pig, you get the pot, right?
Right.
I've never seen one at the fair. I've heard of it. I would almost travel to go see this. But But I have never actually seen it at the fair here. And like I said, I think it's because it's the slightly... It's like that middle ground. It's not the small town. It's not the big city. But it's that middle ground. Because I would love to watch 30 rednecks run into each other, slam themselves into a fence, the ground covered in mud, right? Trying to catch these animals that are like, fuck you, they look me good, you know? Running through there. There's always the one dry pig. It's like, they ran out of lube. I gotta be quick, you know? But it's just, I have never seen that. I've seen, they had a turtle racing contest. I'm like, yeah, because I got fucking hours to burn here. This is what I want to watch at the fair.
Yeah, we'll run through. No, I get that. I get the animal thing, raising the pigs, the FFA, going through there. I don't mind doing those. I hate the petting zoo.
Oh my god, I think those little fuckers are angry.
They're getting grabbed by little kids all day.
I know, but they're angry little motherfuckers, man.
Well, because they get their fill of food right off the bat, and so now it's like,
why is this demon touching me?
Yes, and now they're like in food coma stage and just want to lay there, and they got some little.
You touch the potbelly pig, and he just blasts the side of the fucking the midget cow with shit.
They're just like, I feel so bad for. To me, the petting zoo is animal cruelty at its best. I mean. These poor bastards. So, or the other one is pay the 25 cents to see the 1,000 pound, the either the tiniest horse or the pig so fat, and you're just like, you go in there and you're like, oh, you poor bastard. I just want to...
The whole thing, like, they always try to get me with that. You walk by there and they're like, oh, 50 cents, and you can see the smallest horse in the world. And I'm like, well, shit, if you give me $4, I'll show you a midget who's really mad at this one asshole because he stole his Prono pup. Like, give me $3, I'll show you. Right? And they're like 50 cents, and you can see the world's largest pig. And I'm like, dude, 2-ton Tina is on aisle 3. She's shacking out right now. Like, you fuck your pig.
Come with me to Tijuana and we'll see a donkey show. I mean, what do you want to do here, bud?
Right. It always cracks me up, too, when you see, the guy in the wheelchair in the ride section.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Go do some of the fun shit you can do. Like, they're not going to put your fucking wheelchair on the Ferris wheel.
You know what that is? Is he went with able-bodied people and they dumped him there so they could go on a ride and then go back and
you
get
off?
him.
You're stuck in a wheelchair and you're just sitting there watching them all have fun, you know? You're like, oh yeah, look at you motherfuckers.
No, I'd be pissed if they were like, we're going to the fair. I'd be like, you are not rolling my ass into different corners so you can go have fun. Not gonna happen. You can leave me here. Sit
right here. Yeah, this is what I want to do. Sit right here looking at the one fucking thing. You know, because everything, you go there and you're in a chair. Whatever they park you in front of, that's what you look at.
You're staring at a wall. You're staring they put you, no.
Could you imagine being the guy in the wheelchair who was like, fuck you assholes, and he left, right? And he was just cruising around the fair, and they go, oh my god, where's Timmy? And they go and they find the security guard at the fair, and they're like, yeah, he sits about this tall in his what is that, a rascal? No, that's no, I think it's a rascal. It's red scooter, and there's the security guards are like, you lost a motherfucker in a wheelchair.
Only at the fair.
Yeah, exactly. He's over there at the FFA or in the barn, and he's throwing bark at fucking cows and shit. Like, come on, fucker, run me over. I'm tired of this.
Right? That's. That's what I want, though. I want that storytelling of only at the fair, you know?
Could you imagine the carny that found that poor bastard? Yeah, I kicked him out of his chair. This thing all's ass, you know?
Right, yeah. He'd be like...
There's some crippled guy sitting on a bench somewhere like, yeah, I got my chair stolen.
Yeah.
And there's some carny riding around on a chair. He's already got like 6 bumper stickers on it
Yeah.
from the bumper sticker fucking booth. He's over there checking out hot tubs. Can I get in that? I'm handicapped. Can I get in that?
Can I get my scooter into the
Yeah. Yeah,
This is
exactly.
hot tub ADA approved.
You got a ramp big enough? I want to drive my scooter up in there. He's over there trying to get it through the fence to go to they always have the fence that's around the ride. He's trying to get it through the fence so he can sit on the scooter and hit the go button and the stop button.
I mean, you think Disneyland's magical. Not until you've been to a fair.
Oh, dude. Magical, I don't think, is really the word for it. Dysfunctional definitely fits the fair better than magical.
Yeah, but it's, I think, one of those things, if you came from a really urban area, think of, like, somebody who grew up in, like, Chicago, and you dump them in a fair.
Somebody's getting shot. Somebody's getting 9mm behind the beer garden.
Either
right?
that, or he's calling up and being like, holy crap, I found a whole new clientele outside of our 3-block radius.
Right?
this shit.
Shit, they're mobile. We can be moving stuff all day long.
They have hookups in every fucking town. Let's do this. Uncle Vinny's over there. Hey, boys, get your shit. We gotta go.
Whole new way of traffic and stuff.
Oh, dude.
And that may be what keeps them all there, too.
No cop is gonna pull over Carnies driving down the road.
Well, no.
No fucking way. Because you pull them over the second you get to the side of the road. If they don't fucking scatter, you're gonna walk up to the car, to the one Carney who's been butt-fucked enough times that he can't run. He's stuck in the back seat, and he's like, I don't know, he was there a minute ago.
Either that or that's one carnival ride you're not getting off of.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. You pull them over, and you look out the window, and you're like, oh no, those are Carnies. I'm getting back.
Yeah.
We have a what? We have a what number going on where across town? I'll be there, fuck that.
Little old lady stuck in a stoplight. I'm coming. I'll walk
I'm
her
on my
across
way.
the street.
I'm 20 minutes, but I'll be there. Don't let her cross yet.
Yeah. Just tell her to hang on. The cavalry's coming.
Yeah. See, and I think the other part of that, too, is you pull up and they all bail out of the truck. At that point, you should be allowed to run over as many of them as possible.
It's like an awesome,
Real-life Frogger.
Yeah, I was
game.
going to say an awesome game of Frogger right there.
Yeah.
What stuffed animal do I win for hitting these
Yeah.
motherfuckers?
I got a 69-14! Ba-boom! Got a 69-15! Running those motherfuckers over on the freeway. There's somebody going, well, I don't have to pay for that guy next week.
With everyone you hit, you get to upgrade your prize. See the first one?
You get the next level.
You get the biggest prize. There's the one guy that just pit maneuvers their fucking truck. I got them all!
I got the Ferris wheel.
You get the 4-foot fucking teddy bear. Here you go. You finally got him.
Oprah of the carnival. You get a prize, and
You get a prize! You get a prize! There's the one cop that didn't hit anything. He's like, what about me? You get a fucking little prize!
Yeah, the little, you're
You get a goldfish. Here, you didn't get a prize, you got a responsibility.
Right?
Okay, yeah, but who goes to the fair to actually get a goldfish?
I'm wondering how many do they
3-year-olds. That's
yeah.
3-year-olds and
I
every
think
dad
you'd be
that's trying
surprised
to
at the
impress.
demographic that actually goes and is like, oh, let's go get a goldfish.
Well, my question is, do they go buy the fish at each town stop? They're like local pet store. Hey,
Well,
we need to
probably.
reload on fish.
Yeah, because you know what they do with them at the end? They're just like, live, my friends, and they dump them out into the fucking ice that everybody throws out after.
Pouring them down the storm drain. Be free, little ones. Be
Yeah.
free.
You have made it to the big show! And pour them down the toilet somewhere. You know there's a sewer drain turtle like, ooh, babies!
And the sewer crocodiles wait every year for the feast.
I wonder if that's where Pennywise is just like, I'm tired of eating goldfish. Come here, you little motherfucker.
right.
Get in this storm drain.
Now we know why it stole children.
Yeah.
Well, just like every fair comes to an end, so does this episode. So
I don't know who's benefiting from the end of this thing, but I'm sure somebody is.
quite possibly, but
We're going to get hate mail.
as long as we've lightened your day a little bit or made it heavier, whatever, we'll take.
The Carnies fucking hate us now.
Yeah, oh yeah. We're not going to be allowed into the next fair, but I mean,
Shit, and we
whatever.
hit our main demographic. Sorry, guys. But once again, if you like us or hate us, let us know. Like this episode, share with your friends. Any likes or listens, we greatly appreciate. Hit us up on Facebook, Dose of Dysfunction. Join our group. Soon to have.
Don't forget the @ if you want us to talk about something special or special ed.
Got topics.
At Dysfunction Podcast on Facebook. We'll pay attention to it, I promise.
So help us grow this thing. We greatly appreciate you all.
Bye.
See ya!